Previously on Star Wars: Darkest Dawn. Once the team made it back safely to Pelagon, Nasara's son Marek came rushing up to her, excited about all of the new talents and skills he was being taught by his tutors. One such tutor, a protocol droid going by the designation G0S1, more commonly referred to as Ghost, has begun teaching the young child Hutt-Ease.
Statement. That is correct. Despite the vast amount of bulbous slushiness present in his bipedal form, he is proving to be quite adept at learning the new language. I absolutely cannot wait to teach him the harsh battle cries of the Sand People of Tatooine.
Do you think that is a safe thing to be teaching a young child?
Mockery. You are but a simple announcer who clearly does not know his place. Return to your idle prater before I kneecap you with blaster fire, meatbag.
Oh dear! Where was I? During the debriefing, it was discovered that Randall Tantalo was actually the former Republic clone commando known as Sev from Delta Squad, reunited with his allies Cal Skirata and his adopted son, and also former Republic clone commando Atin. It is discovered that Drade also has a past with these clones. The noble in exile Tycho Remark called the rest of the team together to welcome Alatak to the team officially and to provide the details of their next assignment, meeting Bix Colleen on the planet Ferrix to deliver a payment and return with a special data core.
insulin resistant, and so they have me on metformin to help with the insulin. And so he saw
I've
me
had
on
to take that before.
metformin.
Other issues.
Yeah, he's all like, "Well, if you're on metformin, you may not have diabetes." I'm like, "Metformin's new. I have not been taking that for 20 years."
Yeah.
So,
I had to take that for a different kind of for a nerve blocker that I was using.
oh really?
Yeah, how do you like the metformin?
It's all right. I mean, like when Jerome was taking it, it really messed with his stomach.
Yeah,
It just
did me
depends on the
too.
yeah.
And you got to really watch it because it'll destroy your kidneys too. So you have
Yeah,
to-
they've got me on a kidney medication too, which is crazy. Because I'm taking this meds, I have to take this meds. So
Oh, yeah.
So are we ready for game?
Yeah. Are we ready?
Or are we going to
Drew?
talk more about the diabetes?
No, we're talking
No.
about kidneys now.
diabetes.
Okay.
Beavis.
Got diabetes.
We've graduated to kidneys.
Okay, gotcha. We've
Sorry,
spread
we
to
didn't
the
know that
kidneys.
you were on.
All right.
So
You did ask if we were ready, though.
Yeah, exactly.
right.
Oh, that meant that you were ready. Gotcha.
The intro to the episode has already played, so everybody should know kind of where we're at. I also posted it up in the chat, so you guys had that available for you
I did hear it. That was awesome.
to play whenever you would like. So where we last left off, then everybody is making your last minute rounds before you hit the whatever the heck Dale has called his ship.
The Blue Saber.
Blue Saber. There we go. I knew it was a color and a thing. I couldn't remember what it was.
The purple crayon.
Yeah, the purple,
Oh.
Oh,
the purple people
nummy.
eater. Did we do birthday XP? Did you guys do that for my?
We
For mine?
did.
Oh no, you got to roll yours.
Oh, that's
No,
right.
yeah, we did
You did
XP,
it
but not
separately.
birthday because you weren't here.
We did birthday for Daisy,
Yeah.
but not for you.
I think you
Oh.
mean Lord Tycho. Mm-hmm.
My bad.
Wow.
Yeah, Mr.
Sorry.
Royal.
Sorry,
So,
my lord.
Go ahead and roll one. Go ahead and roll 1d6.
Okay. There it is. I had to find Star Wars.
Roll high, please.
I'm trying.
Go and tell her what kind of drugs to take.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh, one.
Nice.
See, you jinxed it.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, you know what? We actually have that sound. Hold on a second. Hail time.
So how much did we get for the whole month?
Well, you got one more.
Yeah. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Here's Tycho.
Was it, I think it was 3.
3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
3.
'Cause that's the only
3.
experience I've got so far.
Yep. So
now
you've
I'm
got
at
4 total XP.
So it'll be
Love
15. Ooh, I need to
Wow.
spend.
Yeah.
So
I got my astrogation up.
good.
Nice.
I have so little I didn't spend any. So
Yeah, I hadn't spent any either.
Now, keep in mind those are all that's all character points. Character points are like karma in Marvel. They can be spent to influence die rolls if you would like. But that's a big but there. Obviously, you're spending points you could be using to increase your character, level up your character. So, did anybody have anything that they were doing prior to leaving on the job?
Drade would go up to Tycho
Mhm.
and Nasara just real quick and be like, before we go on any more expeditions and stuff, we're all supposed to be like, on the down low, right? So you both might want to find like a dress down store nearby, because dressing to the nines all the time everywhere we go, that's
Oh, I see
probably
you-
gonna be bad.
You noticed my new coat. Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
it's a great code, but we can't have you both being like made out of money everywhere we go. You know what I mean?
Nonsense.
And Brittany, you're muted.
You don't have to worry about that. I am plenty comfortable in street clothes. I just overestimated the situation that we would find ourselves in.
Yeah, I didn't catch it too. I kind of mad at myself for that. But yeah, clearly we've got to take a look into all that things we carry, things we're wearing, things we're saying,
Right.
all of that. So yeah, cool. Thanks, you two. Any news on anything?
As far as
Anything the captain
Well,
of the ship needs to know about, I guess.
oh,
we did a little more research on this particular planet.
Hmm.
Let's see if Brittany wrote any of it down.
we're
I
going to
think I did.
Ferrix.
Yeah.
And I believe that's another one that's way
Failure.
out there. I believe that's out in the outer rim.
We are dealing with CorpSec. If anything goes wrong, they're the peacekeeping force. I think we're going to want to keep our heads down on this one as well.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's a imperial influence. So yeah,
Right. Yeah.
more of that.
We do have to find ourselves a Imperial terminal. Is that what Montan said?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And we have to do this whole switcheroo. That shouldn't be that difficult, but would it be better for us to be more noble if we're going to be interacting with the Empire? Or do you think we should dress down?
Boy.
You know what? We could bring appropriate attire for both,
Hmm.
and then get a view of the,
Lay of the land? Yeah.
lay of the land, and then make the appropriate decision.
Yeah.
All right. Let me head off to the mall.
Getting yourself another set of clothing?
Yes.
Clothes? Okay.
Yeah, but it's human clothes this time, not nobility clothes.
You know, humans can be noble too, right?
Oh, really? Tell me. Tell me.
Some anti-human shade right there from Tycho.
Very interesting.
I can't say nothing.
So, don't need to role play all that out, but that's fine. Make sure you take off 50 credits for more
yes.
commoner looking clothing.
For human clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Clothing appropriate of most humanoid species.
Nasara will just spend as much time she can with her family, and then she'll be off.
Okay.
Elotech's going to spend a lot of time swimming and then join the group.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I think Ashi would have spent a lot of time just kind of on her own. She wasn't here for the last mission, so I guess she would be returning from wherever it was that she went.
Okay. So keep in mind, Tycho, you have just a basic outfit. You've got a coat, you have some overalls, and you have boots and a belt.
Nice.
So you could fit in somewhere in Solo or somewhere in Andor in the series as a common denizen that is prepared for slightly chillier weather.
Awesome. Oh, what's the weather like on Ferrix?
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe we should start asking that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea considering you guys are now in flight. So you can always ping the most most worlds, if they have been settled in some form or fashion, they're going to have some base information included in astrogation checks.
Oh,
Just because you need to know if you can breathe on that planet. It doesn't necessarily have anything that's up to date as far as newsworthy, but planetary atmosphere and things like that, that's all included in an astrogation check. So go ahead and make your roll for astrogation.
Sweet.
Do we want to add the robot?
Yeah. Do we? What are his?
Is that a
stats
thing we
again?
can do?
It is.
Where's T4? Does anybody have his info?
T4C0.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Jerome, real quick, I'm sorry. I have astrogation, but I don't have a number next to it. It was just a given when I was doing the character sheet. So does that mean that it's the same number as mechanical, or how does that work?
That's exactly how that works.
Perfect. Thank you. Sorry. So I could roll as well if needed, or do you do combined rolls with
No.
like if I was helping? Yep. Okay.
Shoot. Yeah, I can't find him.
only
Can't
the
find him in any
captain of the
pins,
ship rolls.
Okay, let's see. Let me
So
get this
Mike
roll.
had the character sheet going. I think I don't know.
Oh,
if he
did he have?
That was for a medical droid.
Oh, it's probably in the Facebook chat. That's right.
Maybe. Wait, was it in the notes?
Oops, that's not right.
I don't know if it was. I didn't see anything there. Let me go check Mike's Facebook chat with me and see if he put that in there. Oh, he did.
There we go.
Oh, thank goodness.
One moment.
Does anybody need a reroll, by the way?
Oh, I could probably use one.
Okay, I'll send one over to you.
I'm going to put this in the Discord chat.
Okay.
For
Who
Star
else
Wars
needs a
discussion.
I could
use one.
So there we go.
Aha. Nice. Okay.
That is T4 as he currently stands.
Gotcha. Okay. And yeah, so like can T4 and Drade like work together on the astrogation stuff? So we'd both be rolling that, or
you can, but that would go. It would actually go to T4, and he would make the whole of the roll and feed you the appropriate information.
I see. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll use him too. So I already rolled for Drade, but we'll roll him 5D. Right.
I could use a reroll too, guys.
Okay. You can get Todd, and I'll get you. Oh, I still need one.
Oh,
Okay.
Well,
Dale,
I'm getting you as soon as
Dale,
it.
is
As soon as
that
it.
roll that you made there? Is that for your astrogation?
Maybe I'll get Todd.
Let's see. So yeah, I put the wrong roll in the wrong thing. So the one I just did for that one, the 3d6 plus 2, that was for Drade rolling it.
Okay.
I accidentally put the other roll in the discussion
I was going to
chat.
say,
That was
T4 is
5D.
He's 5d6. Yeah. So his he rolled a 26.
Oh, you did that in the discussion? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, okay. So you plot it in. Obviously, it is still immobile. It's basically a this old... for those of you who don't know what a T4 unit looks like, you could probably Google it. It actually appears in Knights of the Old Republic 2. But this particular droid is a work in progress. So it's basically a big, bulky computer that looks like it should move, but it does not. So you have to push it anywhere it needs to go.
Oh, push it real good.
So as you make the calculations and it's plugged in, it's got everything, it chirps at you, letting you know that everything is good to go. and the translation on that pops up on the screen because you don't speak droid.
Right.
Specifically says, please tie me in.
Oh, right. So he goes ahead and like sees if he can go ahead and like connect him, like if he needs to be put on a chair and buckled in or something, so he's not rolling around. And
So you
also,
basically find a strap and try to strap him to a wall or something. So he
Yeah.
goes, okay. So why don't you just go ahead and give me a basic strength check then?
Okay.
Get one of those little ratchet things that tightens the strap.
Okay. Uh, 11.
Okay. Not great,
Yeah.
but it's not a 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get him tied in. He's away from the translator circuit at this point, but he chirps. It doesn't sound stressful. And then you just walk back up front and punch it, throw it into gear, and this thing rips off into light speed. Now, keep in mind, this is another decent trip. You're going from where did we say? Because it's
Oh, Ferrix. I think it was in the outer rim.
Ferrix is in the outer rim. Yes.
Yeah. I think it's 96 hours.
Yep.
96 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because we're going from the colonies to the outer rim. Yep.
We're going to get to know each other real good.
Again.
Again.
So, all of you are obviously you're having to deal with the ship food, which is not great. It's basically flavorless protein, but there are like little packets that you can put on it. Essentially like cinnamon on top of oatmeal. Or more like porridge, really. It's kind of goopy.
Nummy.
But the trip is pretty quiet. There's nothing alarming or concerning at this point. The astrogation check was done sufficiently. Information you've gleaned from the astrogation check, however, the basics on the planet. Ferrix is a reddish, barren, rocky planet with very little plant life. And it tends to get very cold at night, to the point of freezing during winter months. So comparable atmosphere, I would say, is probably Wisconsin, if you've ever been around that area.
Okay.
What time of year is it right now?
But far less green. You're actually coming in the summertime. So it's going to be a balmy 78 degrees. Very hot to Londoners.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, for most people, and in fact, if you're, for example, for Nasara, you've kind of acclimated to Pelagon, having been there for as long as you have. This is comparable temperatures, maybe a little warmer than you're used to, but not by much. Obviously, the wind factor on Pelagon being almost completely ocean planet is going to be way different than this place. And Colin, when you have background noise, you're probably going to have to start muting yourself. So, just FYI, since that seems to be a thing. However, when you start touching down, there is an initial comm channel that opens up for any commercial flights. You see some ships occasionally coming in, but again, this is the outer rim. This is nothing like Pelagon or the colony sectors that you guys have been to, or for that matter, even Elrude. You know, this is more of what you would probably expect the Outer Rims to be. You know, basically an occasional ship maybe coming in or out, but otherwise pretty quiet, not a whole lot, you know, popping off on your sensors.
Okay.
The instructions would guide you down to what they would call a platform, which in actuality it's really nothing more than a helipad. Like
Okay.
it's there's nothing fantastic about it. It's a platform in the very barest of sense. And you get a good shot of the planet when you guys are coming in. If anybody's seen Andor, Ferrix is the main planet that initiates with and ends with in that particular series for season 1. So there are a lot of low brick built buildings, usually nothing above maybe 3 stories, 3 or 4 stories. Again, it's very bleak. There are some farmlands out here as you pass over. There are some oceans, so it does give kind of the vibe of certain parts of Earth, but obviously nowhere near as populated.
Sure. Okay.
The main city you're coming in on occasionally has a ship coming out, and you can see that they've got dozens of scrapyards here, which it's very clear that's what this place is known for.
Okay.
But not full on like capital ships where they're like tearing stuff down, but like where they've already got chunks of something that have been moved here. They're cutting it down and selling other stuff off for parts. So way different than Korad when you saw that, which that was an entire junk planet. This is more like these guys survive off of more junk being brought down. They carve it up, resell, so on and so forth. So, or reforge, depending upon what it is that they need. There's not, the atmosphere is nice given the fact that it's not overpopulated. So you don't have a real pollution level to worry about. It's just kind of bleak. It has that kind of Seattle look to it. So almost, fairly often it's got kind of like that somewhat cloud cover. So it's got kind of a gray sky, a little bit gloomy here and there. But you touch down, and as you're touching down, it looks like one of the shuttle buses, is starting to take off to perhaps bring some more people in. There is a port authority here, as you can tell. But you don't see anybody overtly dressed in like Imperial clothing or uniform or whatnot. It looks like a lot of this is all handled in-house.
Okay.
As we're flying over the ocean, I'm just going to be looking out and I'm just probably, I don't know if I'm saying it to nobody or just pondering, maybe to Drade, like, is this ocean swimmable?
So we'll say you're like happen to be in the cockpit, and Drain will be like, "That is a great question. You know what? We can find out when we get down there, but I don't think we're going to be trying to spend that much time here with the job. Simple as it is.
I know, duty first, job first.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm just after it's sad to see this much water like the other planets, and then here now. I just wonder how much they poison the water here as well.
Yeah, I hear you. That is pretty rough. Like anywhere that's Imperial, they don't seem to care that much about nature in the area, do they?
But no, that's Empire first.
Right. Well, yeah, we're going to have to find out some things when we get down there. That'll be one of them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, shouldn't take long though.
I just realized something out of character. Ashi has not met Todd's character.
Well, you have over the span of 96 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Altek, let me introduce you to our mechanic, Ashi Jock. Ashi, meet our new operator, Altek. He's from an ocean planet.
Yeah, they would have met on the way home from the from Narshada.
Yeah, that too.
But yeah. another long trip.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Nice to
So
meet you.
out of character,
Nice.
perhaps you have it. In character, yes, you definitely have.
Okay.
There's been 2 long flights at this point that you've
Right.
had spent in close proximity to one another.
Who's that strange alien that I keep passing in the hallways?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean, alien?
I'm not an alien.
What do you mean, you people?
Love it.
Speaking
got-
of which,
I've got
we should probably state that. So, Ashijak obviously is a Togruta. Alotech, you are a Nalatin.
Correct.
Everybody else looks human, near human. Oh, sorry, Nasara is Twi'lek, which is pretty close to human.
She's just purple.
Except for
Yeah.
the leap. Yeah.
They're either human-ish or human.
And then there's Montan.
And Montan, correct, who is a Bothan.
Bothan.
So
I have Alotech has a high interest in technical and mechanical, so he would have asked you some questions about the ship in flight and everything.
Gotcha. Yeah, they would have talked it up a
Yep.
yarn while they were flying.
sure, that's fine. I'll let you guys decide that out of character, probably privately. Then,
Yeah.
if you want to have that conversation. But when you guys touch down, and you're looking around at just what was off of the platform here, this is a very, for lack of a better term, a blue collar town. Like if you're not working, you're probably retired or probably too young to work.
Okay.
Like or maybe you're running a scam or something, but pretty much everybody here is working. They all have, just by look of everything, they've got that look that, people who have worked and worked hard for most of their life have, that sort of worn and weathered kind of look about them. Nobody here is walking around in like primo fashion or anything like that. The streets are not paved. They're all dirt. They're all, still dirt roads. So it has the whole city itself has a very lived in feeling of middle class trying to get by, with of course sounds in the background of, some of the factories at work tearing certain things down and putting things together. And as you guys start to land, or I should say land, but you're actually debarking, the sun is obviously setting at this point, and off in a tower you actually hear bong, 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 and you can see some guy with 2 hammers, like occasionally like ritually striking away at a gigantic chunk of what appears to be metal, kind of maybe formed into a type of bell of some kind, but not hanging, but more outright. And of course, if you've seen Andor again, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it seems like as that happens, now you start to see like some people start to unwind. Maybe that was like the announcement of end of shift or end of day or whatever have you. Like, it's nighttime, everybody go home.
Gotcha. Okay.
Before we go out in public,
Mhm.
I would bring up, I think we need a story as to what we're doing on this planet, because it looks like they don't have a lot of tourism. So random off-worlders walking around is going to be very noticeable.
Owen nods and also just chimes in. We're also going to need to think of something for that case of ours that we're having to deliver.
Yeah, the payment.
And that is very much so going to be noticeable on a working planet like this.
Okay, well, what do we know about Bix when we're delivering this to?
Bix. Let's see what my notes say.
He then looks over to Dylan's character, or David's
Yes.
character, and says, "And you need to keep your head down after Nar Shaddaa."
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. I don't like getting shot at.
Well, at least you're dressed more appropriate to the planet this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Drade, you end up hearing the intercom chime in, and you hear this, "Hey, buddy, what's it gonna be?"
He flips it on and says, "Sorry about that. Didn't catch. Can you please repeat?"
Hey, you landed on the port. Are we not doing anything? You getting a refill? We replenishing supplies? What are we doing?
Yeah, thanks for that. Actually need just a refuel. We shouldn't actually be here for long. Maybe 1-2 days tops. Let's see. What other types of credentials you folks look for here?
Oh, so you must be new to Ferrix then. Yeah, not a big deal. We don't have much amenities. We can top you off of foodstuffs, and we can refill your. I was getting ready to say soda. and we can
I'll
we can
take
top
it
you
if
off.
they're willing to refill
I know,
my
yeah.
soda.
And we can top you off for fuel, but outside of that, not a whole lot. I mean, if you want the premium, we can kind of sweep for Minox, but I mean, between you and I don't think you need it. It looks pretty clean, just kind of walking around the outside.
Good to hear. Yeah, okay. Basic package sounds great then. That's really all we need. Appreciate it.
All right, sure thing. That's going to be 100 creds. Just make sure that you put that into the system. We'll take it directly from the ship. We'll get it done. Probably have it done in about hour and a half.
Got it.
And
Excellent.
at the mention of Milox, if anybody's paying attention, Ashi's eyes kind of big, and she kind of gulps a little nervously.
Yeah.
Bix is a scrapyard owner. So we are in the business of buying scrap. That is our story.
Yeah, there you go. We one of you or both of you, and he's pointing to Tycho and Nasara, like one of you owns another big yard or two in another planet, and you want to see if you want to combine or join or something like that, maybe.
Or we're just looking to, rebuild an old ship or
Did
something
we,
like that.
Oh well, yeah, I could do that.
I mean, we do have the Ethan that we destroyed.
The Ethan?
The
Yeah.
what?
The Ebon Hawk, you mean?
The Evan Hawk, thank you. Yes. That was a Shelley
Oh,
thing. Yeah.
Was
I
it,
don't.
the Ebon Hawk was not intentional.
No, but it
I
is an
don't.
old ship, and we could be under that guy's.
I mean, I think
True.
we could say that we're rebuilding an old ship, but I don't know that we want to broadcast that particular model.
We could
It's
just say we're
pretty
rebuilding.
notable.
We could just say we're rebuilding an old ship, and that would just
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
We
Are there
don't have
any
to say model?
Are there any old freighters that you know of, Adrade, that aren't like in use?
I was gonna
I mean,
say, it was
technically, this ship, you're not going to see a lot of like new ones of these. For pretty much all of them are like refurbished, like what I did for this. So maybe, yeah, that could work if we're just looking for upgrades to this ship because we're traveling. I mean, whatever we decide, let's just make it easy and something we can
Yeah.
probably back up.
Gives a good excuse to
Okay.
carry around.
because if they
a
ask us
suitcase
what
full of
ship, we're
trash.
gonna need to know. what we're
Yeah,
gonna
we'll just
tell 'em.
point. We'll just point to the Blue Saber.
Yeah,
We'll say,
we
yeah,
can
we're
just-
looking for upgrades.
we can do that.
Gives a good excuse for why we're carrying a suitcase.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. And where are we headed? What do we do? If anybody asks.
What? That's a good question. I
Because
mean,
we're here to get scrap for the ship. Great. But then what do we do once we get it fixed and then leave?
Well, maybe we
we sell
stopped
the
here
old
and
parts.
maybe we stopped here in the middle of our trip to refuel. Heard that they had a good scrapyard, figured we'd go check it out, and then we go on our way to.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good idea.
I
Are
don't know,
there any,
where
are there
are
any
we,
other
where are we headed?
Well, exactly. Yeah. Again, I figure the easier we make it, that way none of us forgets. If we get caught separately or whatever, and our stories all track with each other, and it's something we can just say, and they don't really have to check. You know.
That's
Are
cool
we
with
staying
us.
together as a group then, or are we separating off?
No,
Well-
we're group.
Okay.
Well, there's also the thing of the Empire's presence here.
We
Right.
should be all right with that. We just don't say anything. Just keep our heads down.
Yeah. Don't make any unnecessary conversation with anybody, especially anyone wearing a suit or an Imperial outfit or anything. Only talk to Imperials if they actually talk to you. For
I'll
one.
pro-
Then as you guys are talking, you can hear something squeaking. You know,
Looking to
Drade,
see where it's coming
as
from.
you look around, you see some guy up on the cabin on the outside taking a squeegee to the
Oh,
cockpit.
nice.
He just sees you,
Wow.
flips you a nod, like, eh.
Owen's just looking unamused at that.
Right. Yeah. Not used to them doing it manually. Anyway, yeah. So okay. Yeah, we're here to get parts for the ship and refuel because we're on our way to where?
Can I roll a planetary systems to see where would be a good place?
Sure.
All right.
We could say Tatooine. Plenty of Jawas buy and sell parts there.
Well, we have to make sure it makes sense with where we are now.
15.
Okay, so 15 is a decent roll. Let me get a character sheet pulled up here real quick. Doink.
The top end to moderate.
Yep. I so like having that chart at the bottom of the sheet.
Yeah.
It's so helpful. All right, so it's not a great roll, but it's not a bad one. There are a couple planets depending on what you're trying to go for. Like, are you making a trip in the Outer Rim? Are you heading back home? Like, what part of the explanation are you going for? Because if you're trying to keep it easy, and of course you're staying in the Outer Rim, you could say something like Elrude. You guys are already familiar with Elrude. You've been there. You kind of know their vibe. And it probably wouldn't be too hard to cover if somebody called ahead, if you made a call real quick, if something started to go sideways, if you wanted to do something like that.
Elrude. Yeah, that sounds like a. What about Elrude?
Because that's also in the Outer Rim, and that's technically not that far away.
That would be possible.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's-
Sure, that
makes
sounds
sense.
that sounds
We
fine.
would have to shoot someone we know a call there, but in case something went sideways. But otherwise,
Okay.
yeah, that could work.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right.
But but since there's an Imperial presence here, we could also get my whole identity crisis fixed. That way,
Yes, we need to do that.
there's bound to be something Imperial we could use here.
What do you mean by identity crisis?
Deserter, remember?
No,
Yeah,
doesn't
we
know
haven't
he's new to
brought
the
that
game.
up with Alatek. Yeah, so our friend here, Owen, he is an ex-Imperial, and he made that decision. And maybe you do know, maybe you don't know. They don't like it when their own makes that decision. So he kind of made that against their wishes. And we're trying to fix the trail that might lead to him. Give him a new identity.
Yeah, I have my old uniform just in case I have to blend in, so to speak, with some Imperials.
Oh,
But yeah,
Otherwise, I've kept my old armor and such, in case for like firefights.
so armor. You were a trooper.
Adjutant.
Okay.
But in a sense, kind of like a trooper. Yeah.
No, you were more officer, naval officer, so you wouldn't have stormtrooper armor. If anything, you would have like the chest plate.
Chest plate and helmet. Yeah. That's what I was like. That's what I was saying. Kind of like a trooper. We don't get the old fancy armor like the stormtroopers, but at least we can still see.
I don't know a lot about what. I mean, I know what a stormtrooper is, and I know what an officer is, but
Would there be like a directory on the planet that would have information? Like
There would be if you went to customs.
Excellent.
All right. So we all ready to disembark and do our thing?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of lift the light repeating blaster off my shoulder. I'm like, am I taking this or leaving this in the?
Ooh. May I make a roll for that?
What are you looking?
Planetary systems firearms policy.
Sure can. That would be more politics, I think. If
Okay.
if that is on the sheet.
Cultures.
No, they don't have politics, so we'll go with planetary systems. Yes, for appropriate laws.
Oh, can I roll that as well then? Because I have
Sure.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Ooh, 6 in the wild die. Nice.
26.
Nice.
Well, I don't need a roll then.
That is on the lines of very difficult. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So you obviously haven't been to Ferrix before, but you know that since it is corporate controlled, there is a level of what you can get away with here. But the big and noticeable is obviously not something you can really get away with.
Okay.
So pistols, blaster, maybe even some blaster rifles. If you can keep it under a coat or whatnot, you're probably going to be okay. But if you're brandishing it, yeah, someone's probably going to crack down on you.
I got my cloak. I could probably see if I can hide my blaster rifle under it, and I have a holster.
And the light repeating blaster, I posted a picture of that in the chat. Star Wars discussion.
That is very much so not going to be able to
be
concealed.
That's why I'm asking. That's
right.
Yeah, like my guy could probably conceal his rifle, and he has a holster for his pistol, so he can conceal those. But
yeah, that one is too big.
That thing is not going to be able to be concealed.
Shoot. Okay.
Jerome, I'm looking at Star Wars discussion and Star Wars Facebook. I don't see.
Oh, let me.
In Discord,
it's up a little
but
ways.
It's back a little ways.
Yeah. Let me.
Okay. I know what you're. I remember. Yeah. I thought you just posted. I apologize. Nope. You got the picture back from the 30th.
Yep.
A reasonably sized machine gun.
Right.
So I take my blaster off. I'm walking over to my bunk, and if anybody's paying attention, you can actually see him like quietly talking to it when he puts it in his bed, and then he walks back over to you guys.
Oh, sorry, baby, I can't bring you.
That's pretty much the conversation he had.
I call her
not with a Bubba inflection, but yeah.
Right. Yeah.
A bit of attachment to your blaster. I see. I can respect that.
And she's gotten me out of some jams.
I wouldn't doubt it. I'm from Tatooine.
Well, yeah, then you understand. I frankly never want to go to Tatooine. I would imagine my skin just becoming like a jerky on that planet.
There's also the sand people.
I have to go to this Tatooine one of these days. That place sounds like fun.
And people made of sand. I just can't even imagine.
Owen immediately snapped to the Lord when he made that. Don't Don't.
I hear that that's a hut-controlled planet, and I'm not super fond of them.
Yeah, no, it's hot controlled. It's hot controlled. I honestly was not expecting to land as an adjutant. I just used the Empire to get off Tatooine.
All right. Well, let's head over to customs, find out where Bix's scrapyard is at, and then we can keep an eye out for any Imperial data stations. that we
What
can-
race is Bix?
She is.
Would we have been given that
Yep.
information?
Where
You
are
would have
we?
been
she's
given. You would have been
human.
given a picture of what she looks like and
Oh, that's true.
her store.
I believe she's human.
She is human.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so we already know the name of the shipyard, the scrapyard. Okay, excellent,
Uh-huh.
excellent. So we don't have to go to customs just yet.
I'll be bringing my rifle and blaster pistol just in case.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, I've got my blaster.
As you guys disembark from the ship at this point, you can see posted out front, kind of like on a little archway starting to lead into the city. It says, that the security provided by Consolidated Holdings of Preox Morlana Corporation. And of course, there's a little info center, right off to the side before you actually get off the platform. And then, of course, you can walk down off the platform and into the city proper.
Nice.
And with the exception of Colin, has everybody seen Andor?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Andor.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, that's why I said with the exception of Colin.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
So Ashi, tell me more about these Morlocks.
Minox?
Minox! Tell me more about these Minox.
Oh, the Minox.
Yes.
Why?
You had such a positive reaction when we mentioned them.
I
They're
did.
hell on ships.
There what?
They damage ships.
Oh, well, why do you like?
eat.
Oh,
Ships.
you
And
must like a challenge
things.
then. I see. You want to repair Minox. Okay, I get it. I got you.
Oh, okay.
Because, you're a technician, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's everybody going? Are
To the scrapyard, please.
okay? Everybody steps off the platform at this point. You step
Just
down.
going anywhere but this conversation.
You step down.
Yeah. Owen on the way just leans over to Drade and just makes a snide mark at Tynar. Remind me again why we're working under him.
I would if I could.
So, with that being said, you guys have now entered the city proper. You can see that there are crowds of people starting to leave the factories. Some of them are hopping on small little shuttle transports that are the equivalent to speeder golf carts. In essence, all they really are is it's kind of standing room only, and just hop on them or lean on them and whatnot, and they take you where you need to go. As the sun, of course, is starting to set, you can see that some of the lights are coming on. There are a lot of metal chimes hanging down throughout the city in here as kind of like a decoration. They clash with some of the conduit that runs on the outside of the buildings, so it does kind of stand out in an odd way, but maybe it's a cultural thing, who knows. You do also notice that some of the bricks that are here have names on them.
Like
Anything-
a memorial
Maybe?
brick.
Like a tribute?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Anything other than the name, or just the name on these bricks?
Just the name.
Just
Okay.
the name.
I mean, it could be the people that help fund build this too as well. Founder bricks.
Right.
And are they just on random buildings or
Yeah.
grouped up anywhere? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
When you say people, are we talking like human or vast races?
Mostly human. There are some other races, but mostly human.
Okay. I always be looking for other Naudilins.
Well, there are none here
No, I'm just that was
because
just
they would stand out.
yes, yes.
But since you are getting your bearings and looking around, wandering the town at this point, you do end up finding the Colleen Salyard, which is what it's called. It's a storefront. Looks like they're starting to wind down for the night. At this point, you can see them starting to bring some like metal shutters down. But it's an most buildings here. It's an older looking building with kind of a round front with a side door, where people come in and out for whatever business that they might have.
Is that the shop that we're looking for?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I think they're closing.
I'm
Let's get to 'em
gonna.
quick.
Yeah, gesture
This is
for
you,
us to
Nastara.
head forward.
So all of you walk in, some of you stay outside. How are we doing this?
I'll stay outside just to keep watch while you guys do business.
Yeah,
Just-
I'll keep outside, given I'm the one with the rifle.
Okay.
I'll go inside.
Okay.
I will enter.
I'll go
So,
inside as well.
You step in, and for those of you who don't know, let me go ahead and grab a copy of this picture here real quick. Post in Facebook chat. There is a young woman with long, kind of dark brown looking hair in ruddy colors of tan, gray, and a little bit of red here and there, depending upon if it's a collar or whatever have you. Not super clean. Her hair is a little frayed and kind of wild, but she does appear to be the proprietor and the person you're looking for. And she says, as you walk in, she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're about to close. Was there something I could help you with?"
Yes, we are here to pick up a data core for Pelagon.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Let's go, 11.
11, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think she's very persuaded.
Yeah, so she kind of, tilted her head to the side at that point. And she says, "Those are not very common. Do you know what model you're looking for?"
You should already have the model for us. We're here to pick it up. We have your payment here, and he'll slam the briefcase onto the desk.
Okay, so now she looks alarmed, and you start to see all the shutters on the windows start coming down.
And with that, Dre's going to be like, Tycho, sorry, he's kind of new to this area. It's the K65.
And she, and somebody runs over and quickly shuts the door, obviously cutting direct contact off between those who are outside and those who are inside. And she, she looks to those of you who are in there, so Tycho, Nasara, and Drade, I guess.
I went to.
Okay. And she says, "Can you say that a little louder?" And looking directly at Tycho as he threw that up there on the on the countertop.
Apologies. My mistake.
Okay, so why don't you give me another persuasion check?
Let's go. Oh yeah.
Ooh. Reroll that 6.
14, baby.
Okay. So, she's still on her guard at this point, and quickly, takes the case, and she looks to your group there, and she says, "I was told your people were going to be more discreet."
We apologize, miss. Yeah, we're still working on that, but I assure you, in transport, when we're moving this, we will be as discreet as possible.
So Drade,
Yeah.
why don't you give me a persuasion check?
Okay. $16.
Okay. And so she, kind of like looks back and forth between you and then sticks her hand to the code or the code lock on the case. It pops open, and she takes that and then and basically gets rid of the coins that are on the inside, the credits, because they're actual credits that you see on the inside. That was not, this was not an electronic action, obviously.
Right.
And then she, she tells you to all wait right here, and she walks off into the back. And then a few minutes later, she comes back with a device. There's no case to it, so you're probably gonna have to come up with something. But it looks kind of like, size wise, it looks kind of like two motherboards kind of layered on top of each other. There's like about like this much room, like maybe about an inch in between them. And obviously it's got some, chips and circuitry and, and whatnot kind of tied to it.
Will it fit in the suitcase?
The suitcase, I mean, you can reuse a suitcase, but it wouldn't be a good idea because it's coded to her signature.
Right.
Oh, so it wasn't a one-time thing.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so what size is the core then? Like dimension-wise?
Motherboard size.
I don't know how big a motherboard is.
We're talking like,
Well, I mean,
size
if you
of
open
a-
up your own computer, you could see.
I'm not going
I
to do
would say
that.
like the
Just
size of a book.
give me
right?
like
less than a sheet of
inches.
paper, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Inches is
Hmm.
sufficient.
Textbook.
So close.
Larger than a marble.
So closer to 8 by 11 sheet of paper,
Okay.
Okay.
but obviously a little bit thicker. It's got,
Like a couple of inches thick.
yeah, on either side, and two of them layered on top of each other.
Okay. So, what else can we buy that we can stick this in?
We had like a backpack or a satchel that would fit in. We'd have to wrap it.
The Drade looks to Bix. Miss Colleen, do you happen to have anything we could buy from you to carry this in? Make it easy on us?
She kind of like looks around a second, and then she just she hands you basically what it is. It's not the right size. It's a little big, but think of the thin security boxes that you might find at a bank or whatnot.
Okay.
They're more used for like documents and pictures than they're used for anything else. So you're probably gonna have to stuff it with something to keep it from rattling around, but it's big enough to hold it.
Okay.
And
Excellent.
she just gives that to you, and she says you need to tell your employer that I'm not happy with how this transaction went down.
I take out my medical backpack. I open it up. Is there room in my medical backpack for this? No?
No.
I'm like, never mind. I put it back on again.
Emphasis on the first part of that name to your item. Medical backpack. It's brimming with stuff to save people's lives.
All right.
Yeah. When you take that off though, and then and then start to put that back on, Drade's like, "Hey, do you have any extra gauze or anything? Because we could put some padding in here to make sure it's not rattling around. Gauze, bandages, anything? I don't want to keep asking Bix for things. She's clearly not happy with what we're doing."
No, yeah, I've got
Yes, you would have gauze.
yeah, it doesn't list gauze on there, but I'm sure it's there.
Yes,
So
you would have gauze. Yeah, it's simple enough. It's just bandages. Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
Here, let's stuff some of that in here. So he goes ahead and
Sure.
works on stuffing it, making sure it closes up properly and all that stuff.
Okay.
There. Okay. So we've got that. Anything else we need to do, Tycho?
Just the other thing.
Right.
So,
Thanks, Miss Colleen. We'll
have a good evening.
get out of your hair.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, she hastily opens the door and motions for you guys to exit.
As Drade is exiting and passing her by, he goes, "You wouldn't happen to know of a place where we could connect to an Imperial network? Not asking you to, just what's a building around here that would have that, do you think?"
Go ahead and roll your persuasion again. See if you can get that information out of her.
Okay.
From an already perturbed Bix.
And so
12.
you guys can you guys hear me?
Yeah, barely.
Okay.
You're coming in
So-
kind of soft. Let me see if I can turn you up. Nope.
So if because I crashed about the time that everything kind of went on lockdown. So would Ashi and Owen they would react to all of a sudden they're being cut off from their companions?
I mean, you could, but it was a shut and locked door. I don't know what exactly you're going to want to do.
I'm probably gonna just look at Owen and say, what are we supposed to do now?
They probably did something to piss her off.
Is that usually what happens when you piss somebody off? They just walk you inside?
Depends on the person.
Oh.
In this case, given that we were supposed to be bloody discreet, I suspect it was to stop any prying ears or eyes.
Unbreaded.
Okay. Well, hopefully they come out because
They don't come out. We can always knock the door down and I can shoot her.
okay, sounds like a plan.
Well, the door does come open. And Drade, you got a what again?
12.
Yeah. She just says, I've had enough for tonight. Good night. Get out.
I'm gonna look over at Owen and say, "Boy, you called that one."
Yep, very much so. He just looks at Tycho and just asks, "What did you do this time?"
We came
Let's-
as she was
let's talk-
closing.
Let's
the
talk
whole-
about it when we get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
How about we
I'm about to beat Tycho senseless now.
Let's skip back to the ship and put this away, and then we can work on the other objective, maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Good call.
Taco can just feel daggers being stared into him because
Poor
of this.
Tycho.
Okay.
Something tells me covert ops is not his specialty.
No. But get me in front of the camera. Yes.
So we make our way to the Blue Saber.
Yes.
So you head back out to back out on the ground. At this point, you can start to see that there are several cantinas that are starting to pop off as people are getting off of work, and they are going to get something to drink and something to eat and relax after a long day's work on the job. So, toil. But you walk back up the stairs, heading back up to the platform where your ship is parked on. It's all open air. Not hard to find it. There's not a whole lot of people here. And like as you approach, you can see that there's one guy out on the platform at this point, just kind of keeps looking down at his watch. He's got a hose connected to the ship and is currently refilling it. He clearly wants to be someplace else. It's already quitting time, but he's got a job to finish.
So with seeing that Drade is gonna hand Tycho the thingy, the doodad, and then he's gonna walk over to the guy and be like, "Yeah, I really appreciate you being here a little bit after hours. Here, how about this?" And he hands him 50 credits.
Oh, and so he looks at that. He's like, "Oh, hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that. I mean, I'd kind of get in trouble if I wasn't doing my job anyways, but I'm not going to say no to a tip. I mean."
And neither should you. I've been with other people who say no tips, and that's just a shame, Hopefully you don't have to spend that all in one place.
Yeah, and if you could not mention you tipped me, I'd rather not have to report that corp sec. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, no problem. Then he takes off, heads into the ship.
Okay. So after you hand him the credits, he pockets those. You can tell that he does a double take, making sure that the pocket didn't have a hole in it. And puts those credits quickly on the inside, and he just kind of starts whistling out. It's got a little bit more zip in his step.
Okay.
So it's story time.
Oh, she was mad at me because I wasn't discreet enough.
I wonder why.
I don't know what these people expect.
So
Okay.
What should I say? What should I say? I'm here. Okay, I can't say I'm here.
Maybe not do things that would instantly blow your cover, like on Nostradamus buying slaves.
why doesn't Nisara do the talking? I mean, she was
And I
magic.
suggest anyone but Tycho at this point do the talking.
I'm just saying, Nisara was magic when we were talking to the gang. I mean, why aren't you the spokesperson?
Maybe I think it's a good learning experience for Tycho, but
He's failing.
maybe where things are a little extra sensitive. Some of us maybe have a little more experience in being discreet.
Being discreet, yeah, and given this is the second time Tycho has blown our cover.
I think
Well, I don't know if you can blame him really for the first one, because I do believe I'm the one that suggested they be high class.
let's water under the bridge.
As
at
much
this
as I
point.
don't condone it, I mean,
But
So what should I say next time?
so
Help
in
me out.
future, I might begin with asking
something more
about,
subtle.
special orders, or
Oh.
seeing if you could work out a private requisition, kind of give her the sense that you are here on business, but it is maybe not public business. She needs to be able to know that you are not trapping her before she will open up about anything that is not above.
I do have a question. What did he do exactly that caused the door to be instantly shut and locked?
He made it known that the thing we were carrying was filled with cash and slammed it on the counter, and we didn't
Oh,
close the door before
And
talking.
that it was an order that, like, what specifically it was and what the arrangement had been.
This,
yeah, because we
yeah,
couldn't get to you guys, and I wasn't too sure if I was supposed to break down the door shooting or just go back to the ship and fly home.
this slowly starts getting a hand up to Owen's face at the mention of Tycho just blatantly slamming the suitcase full of credits onto the thing and announcing to everyone and their grandmother about the order that he is just taking in all of this. He can't even believe it at this point.
So hey, you know what? Okay, like what Nasara said, learning experience. We got this. But okay, for any other things where we need somebody to talk to somebody else, Nasara, do you mind doing that for the rest of the time we're here on Ferrix?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you and me, Tycho, can
Yeah.
practice
At this point,
discreetness.
we just need to just get my little imperial business fixed
Right.
and get the hell off this planet.
Yeah.
Real
Let
quick,
me.
am I the only one with a comm link? Like, why didn't you give us a call on the comm link to let us know you were separated?
That
Because
too.
That is a good point. We should institute some protocols into our routine when we're out on a mission like this.
I did not think to buy a comm link when I left. I threw out my old one.
I expect we each have them, don't we?
I do believe I have one, yeah, but
Out of character, I purchased mine, so I don't know if it's
Oh,
on if
I
it's
mean,
there.
Jerome, would we already have comm links or no?
Not if it's not on your character sheet. No.
We should probably
Okay, I
buy
didn't-
some.
Something to do either here or when we get back. But for now, since we're kind of missing that, let's just all stay in the same group. That way we're within line of sight, earshot. That way we don't have that problem. Maybe.
yeah, well, I
Agreed.
was just thought it would be safer for me to watch the door while you guys were doing this transition.
That makes sense. You're right. That makes sense.
But we weren't expecting the doors to shut and lock, and there was nothing we could do to get to you guys.
Yeah, I prefer to stay outside with her, given I could have my rifle and pistol concealed.
Sure, makes sense. And you know what? We could have let you know what was going on. But okay, so we've all learned when something weird happens and we get separated, contact others on your comm link if you have one, and that's something we got to fix either.
Well,
Before
yeah,
we
I mean,
leave
I
or
have.
when we
I
get
mean,
back.
I have one, but I don't know if you guys do. No
All right,
one's ever
well,
talked
I
about
have
it.
Okay,
I
so
don't got one. I'll have to buy one.
Ashi, here's my how to get a hold of me, and if you can give me your data information so I can get a hold of you if we get separated.
Perfect, and yeah, so she'll exchange that with him.
Drade gets in on that too.
All right, excellent. So we have
And-
three of us with common links, at least. So in the future, and we'll have a way to.
So we need to buy three. Well, we don't know if Montaigne has one.
I'll buy one when we get the Peregrine.
Okay, so Tycho, you don't have a comm link?
No.
Nasara, you don't have a comlink?
Apparently, I do not.
Okay, so it's 3 we need to
I
get a
thought
hold
I-
of.
Okay. I'm going to ask the guy outside the refueler about any nearby ports we might be able to slice into for Owen's thing. I'll be right back.
Gotta make it obvious.
Money talks.
We're
So he
talking
heads
about
outside.
trade, not Tycho. I look over at Tycho and smile.
I'm sorry. What did you want me to do?
Not be obvious.
That's already been discussed, Tycho. It's
Yeah,
all right.
it's all right. It's all right.
You and I need to do some practice.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so Drade, you walk outside.
Yeah.
He's like just now in the process of like finishing it up, and there's like some little work droid coming by, and he says like grumbles and in droid, and he said and he's like, no, I said refill this, and it's like a canteen sort of thing, and the droid kind of looks at him and starts lifting up something. He's like, stupid droid.
That's rough, You having problems with your droid there, not understanding your commands or anything?
No, I was hoping he had a little bit higher programming. He could refill my canteen. Was all. Almost done, by the way.
Oh, great. Hey, real quick, and he kind of walks up to him. I don't want to make a big stink about this or anything, but we are trying to locate somewhere where we can connect to the Imperial network, just some paperwork that we're required to file, typical thing. Do you happen to know if there's any type of plug-in port in the area where we can do that?
So I mean, he kind of looks a little concerned for a moment. Go ahead and roll persuasion again.
Okay.
Would you like to add anything to this roll?
Yeah, I'll add, well, let's see. Each character point gives you a +1?
It gives you a +1 to your roll.
Okay. It's not a ton. For this roll, you know what? No, I'm just gonna straight roll, see where it lands. Oh wait, shoot, is that right? Yeah, okay. Ooh.
Oh, wild die.
6.
Okay. Yeah, got a wild die. Watch him get a 1.
Oh.
I got a 2. So total is 16.
Okay. That at least puts you into the next category.
Nice.
Which is more than enough, given the fact that you were very generous. And he said, and he's like, shh. It's like, you don't go talking about that like out in the open.
That's why I was trying to be.
He's like, Corpsec is like stupid, but they're not that stupid.
Oh, okay. Right. Sorry about that.
He says, if we're gonna do something like that, you need to get over to that info center. He said, if the info center is too much, you might be able to go downstairs and down to where they book flights. They got terminals that I don't know what they lock into the astrogation or they make flight arrangements. It's probably the same thing. It's the web.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Hey, do you think one would be easier to get to than the other, per se?
I mean, one's not run by Corpsec. The other one is. I mean, take that for what it's worth. I don't want to dog my man who makes his living trying to schedule flights and whatnot. But I don't know. You're probably going to have better access if you could get directly into Corpsec. Use their systems.
Okay, and they're the one who are running the info centers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay, yeah. You know what? Appreciate it. You wouldn't happen to know where we could get some comm links for a decent price in the area, would you?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of stores around. You could buy something like that. That's not super hard to come by. They're all probably closed now. So if you need some place to stay, there's a hotel just right off of the docks here, just across the street.
Gotcha, gotcha. Any issue if we hang out in the ship for the night? Is that against code or anything, or are we fine with that?
Uh, no, it's just gonna be creepy.
Fair. It's fair. Okay. All right. Well, thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem.
So he goes ahead and heads back inside the
And
ship.
you hear him yell at the droid, 2x2. What are you doing? That's like a 4 count. Come on. Hustling at the droid. The droid's like turns around, gonk. It starts loading, crates on top of it.
Yeah. So then he heads back inside, and he walks, and he's about to pass by Alatek, and he goes, "The guy outside there. I know Montan's somewhere else in the ship right now, but the guy outside working with his droid, he might need some help with that. I know you were talking about droids a lot with Montan. Didn't know if you wanted to help him out or anything."
I could do that if we have time for that.
Yeah, I mean, got a few minutes. Figured out what I need to figure out, so I'm gonna go find Tycho and Nasara. But yeah, just wanted to let you know.
Am I doing this out of the goodness of my heart, or am I trying to get something out of exchange for this?
You know, I leave that to you, my friend. I know you were just really into the droid talk for
No,
few
no,
days we were in
I just
hyperspace.
didn't know if I was trying to use this as some type of bargaining chip. But no, I can go out there and chat with them. Yeah.
Great.
So
then,
I'm gonna wander around outside.
Okay. So he's just out there like frustrated at the droid. It wasn't anything major. It's just that the droid was stacking the crates like in a row of 4, and he's yelling at him. It's like, no, 2x2, and it's like two, sort of thing. You have to show him, and so it's like loading them back up and stacking them on top of one another, sort of thing.
So is it a programming issue, or is it the way he's talking to him issue?
That's a good question. Why don't you? Why don't you? It's going to be a technical question. If you have droid programming, you could roll that.
Okay.
If you don't, obviously it's just technical.
All right. So it is. No.
Yeah, no clue.
No idea. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Wish I could help. There's definitely seems to be some type of communication. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm gonna watch for a while. If I can try again, I will.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take very long. They got the stacking out of the way, and and he's starting to reel the hose back up from where the refueling was happening. He sees you standing there looking at him, and he says, "You okay there, bub?
Just trying to figure out the
1,000-yard stare going on, and I'm not a piece of meat."
I'm just trying to figure out what the issue of what's going on, why the droid's not working the way you want it to work. So I'm just trying to process that.
Oh, the droid is dumb. That thing's like 3rd generation in. Could probably use a complete overhaul. I don't know. Why? You know something about droids?
I know a bit. I'm not like another colleague on our team that's not with us on site right now, but I do know a bit.
Okay. Well, why don't you give me a persuasion check? Colin, you're probably gonna need to beat yourself.
Persuasion is 3D and it's interpersonal relations on land. So it's +1. So it's 3D +1. Okay. 3D6 +1. Let's see if I got that right.
Woohoo! Look at that.
Dang.
I got it if it's easy. No, I got.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you say?
So I'm looking at it. It's just I bring up it's an older model, but some of that it's your language has to be very specific. So when you're saying laying it down 2 by 2, it's doing exactly what you're saying. You have to remember the programming level of these older droid models.
Nah, it should be catching up. That's why it's stupid.
It doesn't catch up. That's why they made new models. Part of it is learning how to speak to it.
Well, do you know how to update this thing or jury rig it so it's not quite so dumb?
I can take a look. I'll take a look at it. Same thing. Is it just the droid programming again?
Yep, sure is.
Okay.
Why did you roll 2d6? Is that all
For
you
droid
have for
program?
droid programming?
I think I have 2d6. Droid programming is 2d6.
Okay. So that must have been persuasion then. Okay,
Yeah,
so
persuasion was a 3d6 +1.
so that puts you right at moderate. Yeah, if you have access to if you can open up its core and get access to a data pad, you can probably take a look at the coding and see if you can update some of the audio syntax.
So I've got a data pad and a standard toolkit, so I can use like my like the power scanner, or maybe I can use I can put my welding goggles on and go to town with it, with the standard toolkit.
Okay, so go ahead and roll droid repair. This is just to get it open and to not fumble it is all.
All right. Come on. There we go. Okay. That's an 8.
Yeah. Not great, but good enough. So you set everything up, connect the, plug in the plug the plugs into the proper ports, and, in its, and have it run its diagnostic at this point, and you're seeing like old code. Looking at it like this is stuff that you probably initially trained on.
So this thing has never been updated.
Yeah, it has not had a software update in quite a while. So you can give it, like, manually update some of the audio syntax, but it would need an actual software update to get it caught up more. And it's clear nobody's really done that.
All right, so I tell them that. I go, this has never been updated. It needs a software update is what it needs. We would have to connect it to either buy a software uplink, procure a software uplink, or connect it to the net somehow so that it can download that information.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is all corporate crap, so leave it to them to cut corners. I mean, do what you can then, man. I mean, I'd appreciate it not being quite so dumb.
All right. So if there's anything, what do I just do? Droid repair? Just see whatever.
No, droid programming.
Droid programming again. Okay. It's a 7, so barely and easy.
Okay, so I mean, you're able to give it a cut. You're able to give it a couple of commands. It's rough. You're used to newer programming language, but you put it back together again, and have it check, do a system. It doesn't, give you any sort of alarm like it's unable to accept the programming or whatnot.
Your Commodore 64 is doing fine.
Right. It's all B-load, syntax error. Those were actual prompts from the Commodore 64.
Indeed.
Gosh, I used to have one.
And the Trash 80.
Yeah, gosh.
So you do that, and so he says, all right, do this 2 by 2. And so it walks over there and starts redoing everything it was doing, but from the jump at this point, and just kind of moves them over, another set. And he's like, all right, about time, finally. Stupid droid, go recharge or something. Gonk.
Gonk. Evil. Gonk.
He says, hey, thanks, man, I appreciate it. Leave it to these corporos to kneecap us where we need it, but whatever.
Well, we've got to help each other out. Hey, you were talking to my partner over there, one of my team members, about comlinks earlier. He was saying, there's no place we can get comlinks at this hour?
No, man, everything's closed up.
All right, that's fine.
Like when sun starts to set, man, we what's the old phrase? We roll in the carpet. Like everybody's ready to go to sleep, get something to eat, and call it a day.
And when tide is in, tide's in. I get it.
Yeah, you're one of those fish-like people. What are you? The
amphibious, not a fish. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah,
I'm a nautilin.
Oh, I thought you were Selkath.
No.
What's the Selkath? I know they're aquatic, right? Anyways, don't worry about it. Sorry about that, man. We don't see many of your type here.
It's all right. Yeah, I haven't seen any of my kind here either in the short time we've been here.
Yeah, so he says, come sun up, most everything's going to be open. So you guys might want to get a room at the hotel over there. It's got availability, but yeah, if that's what you're looking for, yeah, I'm sure there's some store around it's got it. It's not that hard to find.
Right. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be, mission crucial now. And we can always sleep on our ship. So, I mean, I don't know if we're going to get a hotel or not.
Mission crucial. Oh, fancy. What are you, bounty hunters or something?
No, nothing like that. I say mission. Sorry, it's just that's the way my people talk.
And FYI, Colin, don't use the chat in Video Ninja. No one looks at it.
Sorry.
It's okay. Use either Discord chat or Facebook chat.
Got.
So
good luck with the droid there, man. I'm gonna go
problem.
inside.
Todd, why don't you Todd, why don't you give me a con check?
Con?
Yep. It's under perception. If you don't have it, then it's just perception.
Is that like I'm trying to con him? I do not.
Because that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah. I'm like trying to con. Okay, so just straight perception. 3D plus 1.
Well, not too bad.
6 plus 1. Come on. 15.
Okay, yeah. So like I said, not bad. He just goes, all right, yeah, whatever. Not mercenary. Fine by me. And at that point, he looks up. It's sun is completely down at this point. A hose is completely wrapped, and he just kind of does like one of these numbers with his hands and throws some satchel over his shoulder and goes wandering off at this point. His shift is done.
I'm gonna walk back inside, and I'm like, mission. Fuck. It's like just like kicking myself in the ass.
So meanwhile, Drade is looking for the rest of the crew, or he can just actually go to one of the the comm centers on the wall or something
Yeah.
to talk throughout the ship, and he's
Mhm.
like, "Okay, everybody. So, what info we got here?" As I actually look up my notes. All right. So, what we can do, that there's a hotel that's across the way that's open that we can hang out at if we want to wait till morning to get any supplies before we leave, like comlinks, because everything's closed now. And as far as finding a plug-in, there's two possible places, but my guy out there, he's saying that if we wanted the most direct access, it'd be the info centers, but those are corpsec controlled. So we can do that, or there's some terminals downstairs at the flight control center that we could try to get at as well. But
So you hear the droid beep. Reader.
oh shoot,
Nobody knows the droids. You're gonna have to go up front and look at the translator.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, oh shoot, the
Okay.
droid. And say runs over to the cockpit, looks at the translation.
It says ICANN has droid socket,
Oh,
and you know exactly what that is. That's the socket that goes in a ship that lets the droid interface and stay stationary.
mm-hmm. Huh. Droid socket. Well,
And then it beeps and then makes it like a futzy noise, like a "Meow." And then it repeats what it says, but it says, "Can I have a droid socket?"
you know what? If they have one of those in the area, sure. I think Montana wanted you to be able to move, but while you're in here, I guess it makes sense you could get plugged in. Yeah. Okay. All right, T4. Yeah, we'll work on that.
So it beeps again. I have thanks.
Nice. You ours welcome. You're welcome.
It's clear it's still trying to get some of the bugs out of its communication system because
Right.
it's a scratch build.
Yeah,
It
right.
should
Exactly.
try downloading English. Maybe a fresh install.
English 95.
Right. Yeah.
Wrong game.
So then he gets back on the intercom. He's like, "So that's what I've got, everybody. Are we willing to wait till tomorrow morning, get some things, and then try our luck at one place or the other?"
Well, with it being night and such, and everyone about with the routines, I would suggest it would seem to be that if everyone's at with Ben and such, I doubt that the security center would have much people at the flight center than it would at in the daytime.
Yeah, so there's going to be like ups and downs depending on what we want to do. If we're doing it now, security might be a little higher, especially if they've got automated security around the corpsec areas, I would think, because they probably have the money to have that type of thing. The flight terminals downstairs, maybe not so much, but according to my guy, it seemed like we'd have an easier time actually connecting to the network and doing what we need to do at the info center rather than the terminals downstairs. So it depends on what we want to be easy and what we want to be a challenge, I guess.
Yeah. And
You know,
the ups and downs is if we actually pull this off and they find out it was us, there's the upside that this is just a private company. They have limited range. The downside is because they're tied to the Empire. The Empire, not so much.
Well, I
Colin,
mean-
actually, you might know this, so why don't you give me a bureaucracy check?
what's bureaucracy,
Oh
Commander?
no.
think it's
Knowledge?
knowledges. Yeah.
Nice. Got a 1.
No.
All right. So, yeah, now that you've uttered that out loud, you're actually pretty. You are almost 100% certain at this point that there's really nothing to worry about from this corporation out here in the sticks. It's laughable.
Of all times, I had to get a 1.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think, Owen? You're the one who probably knows Imperial procedure a little better than the rest of us.
Well, with the Empire, they're all over the place. But they're not above hiring bounty hunters.
Right. Well, sure.
If I'm correct about this, one that you would have to look out for is a Mandalorian named Boba Fett.
Okay. Well, what do you think is going to be easier for us? Do you think we could get into the CorpSec facility with ease? I would think during the day we could pretend that we have business there, distract anybody who's there. At night, we'd have to break into something, right? Which,
Yeah, now that I think about it, we might have an easier time in the day. They're having to deal with plenty of people.
yeah. I mean, if one alarm goes off, then yet again we made ourselves known. We're doing good so far. Tactically, we're kind of done. We could just go right now if we really wanted to, but I know we have the opportunity to get that, uploaded for you. So,
I was going to suggest we've already got the goods. Can we just do this on our next mission, or maybe stop on a different planet that's not so hot on our way back?
this is hot for you, really?
Well,
Wow.
I mean, I think it's okay right now. But anything that we do is going to bring further attention to us.
Yeah.
So it seems like a zero sum right now.
Yeah. I mean, who
Especially
knows when we'll get. Oh yeah.
Especially after the way that things went. Who knows if somebody was listening at Colleen's shop? Maybe somebody saw or heard what went down. I don't want to bring danger on her more than we have to.
So that sounds like we've got one vote for just go now and deal with the Owen thing when it's safer somewhere.
Sorry, but I gotta go with Masara on this one.
Okay. 2 votes for the safe route. Anybody else got a vote?
I'll say safe route.
That's 3 for the safe route. That's already nearly half of us here. Yeah, I mean, Owen, let me ask you this real quick. How well known were you? Is your defection was it a really big deal or what?
It's one I'm not really wanting to risk being found. They don't take kindly on deserters. I was an Imperial adjutant. They're kind of like officers in the Imperial fleet.
Okay. Do you think they'd be sending people after you right now? How long have you been away from that?
Lost track, but remember the Empire is pretty busy.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking, because if you haven't been having problems recently,
the only time they probably would be sending someone after me is if they caught wind if I was helping the rebellion.
Well, trade, you could certainly check.
What do I roll for that?
That you're just checking the, in essence, the system news.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, do that. Try to
So at that point, just flip it on and give me a search check.
right search. Ooh, search. I have that.
And you need to make an easy check.
Okay, don't roll a 1. Do not roll a 1.
Since deserter.
Don't roll a 1. 13.
Perfect.
That is more than easy.
Yeah. So bypassing some of the ads and some of the alerts in general, because obviously when you check system news, it's not just all points bulletins or whatnot, but it's also was there, do you need to divert routes from certain sectors or whatnot because something happened in a hyperspace lane and whatnot. So it's like it's also emergency news that
Gotcha.
that people might need who are traveling and whatnot. So it's a
Cool.
a big network of communication. But his face does pop on the all points bulletin.
Oh boy.
As wanted by the Empire.
Oh jeez. They still have your picture up.
That's what I kind of feared. It's why I try to lay low.
Okay.
It's also another reason why I try to. It's why I keep my old uniform around if I had to blend in with the Empire.
Oof. I hear you, but right now you can't do any blending with this up. We do have to get this fixed.
Yeah.
You know what? My vote then is going to be that we deal with it now. I mean,
So
the
real
longer
quick,
we wait, the worse it
Um,
gets.
the Empire is actively looking for me as well.
Well, do they know
What?
your face and everything, or what?
Not my species is normally known as peaceful. So the fact that I am not a peaceful Nautilin,
Speaks miles.
and in my conversation with the guy outside, I just a simple phrase after talking to all of you, I said that we probably don't need the comlinks right now. They're not a mission of something along that lines. And he's like, "Oh, a mission, huh?" And I'm like, "Oh shit." Tried to brush my way out of it.
Well,
And he's like, and he called me a non-mercenary. So I'd like to get off the planet if we're done here and go to another planet. That would be my vote.
Okay. Thanks for letting us know. Next time, X-nay on the Ishinmei Octay. Just saying.
When you're around Tycho, you learn things the other way.
Oh boy.
It's just sorry, Tycho.
directness has its place,
Yeah,
It's a reverse Jedi mind trick.
and it is not today.
I just got in a conversation with a guy, and we were just kind of going with the flow. And next thing I know, I'm saying, anyway. Sorry, just.
Right. No, understandable. Since it was him, I don't think we have that much to worry about. He's good. He's good people. I don't think he's going to rat you out to anybody if he thought something weird was going on. So I wouldn't be worried. Is just what I'm getting at with that. But
No, I'm not worried. I just think the longer we stay on this planet, the more opportunity there is for somebody to come up in conversation. Well, I saw a Nautilin that was just here. That's all I'm saying. It's just
okay. Fair. So, boy. I mean, we could have this issue anywhere we go. It's not really going to be easier to access the Imperial network. This is kind of backwater as it is right now. If we're looking for low security in that area, we're kind of seeing it right now, I think.
Yeah.
You know, we go closer into a core world. Oh boy, we'd have to be amazing in order to get past all that security, day or night. But here, it's kind of doable. You know, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I know we'd have to wait throughout the night and do it in the morning, but everyone knows his face. I found this information in under 60 seconds.
Okay, so I'm gonna say I want to stay on the ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question is, so who do we keep on the ship and who goes to the hotel? Or could we all just stay on the ship?
We could
I-
technically all stay on the ship.
I
if
don't
we really wanted
understand the
to.
problem with staying on the ship.
We've
If
been
that's
here
it, we're
for nearly a
comfortable on
week.
it.
Might be nice sleeping on a different bed, I guess. I mean, I'm good at sleeping on the ship, but all of you, you know, I know want to get out there and have a bigger room or
Alotech
No,
might
I'm
be
good.
Alotech might be safer on the ship with his blaster.
No,
I mean,
I'm good. I'll
okay.
stay in my little bunk.
Given the whole security thing, they'll be noticeable with him, especially if he ends up having to come out with his nice big gun.
It just,
Right.
and honestly, I don't know what they're looking for at this point. It's, what, you know what? Why don't you look me up on the system and see what comes up?
Well, I'm kind
Sure.
of curious as to what did you do to get noticed by the Empire?
That would be we would have to know each other a lot more than just,
Well, you're also flying with me, and I
think
almost shot Owen.
Let's see what
He
the
did.
Empire claims that's is going on here. So he will go ahead and try to look up Alatek's info.
He points at Ashi. She did. She nearly shot me. When I heard about the first world we landed on, I thought it was a good idea to try and use my old uniform to possibly blend in, thinking there was going to be Empire on there.
Okay, so what name? So you're giving him your full name, Alotech?
yeah, my
Zanuck?
Alotech, Canuck.
Okay,
Okay.
so go ahead and roll.
Right. 12.
Okay, not a darn thing.
Sweet.
You know, I'm not really finding anything. I mean, I think I did an okay check here.
He must not be
Yeah.
that. The Empire must have dropped it, or he must not be that bad to warrant a basically 24/7 every
Well-
day of the week.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Out of
mean, okay.
respect to Ashi, this is not my real name. All right. This is my second identity, and I've been under the radar with my second identity. I don't feel comfortable giving you identity number one yet. There's a lot going on with that.
That is completely. You know what? I'm just gonna since we're all on the ship here and everything's closed, I'm just gonna let everybody know that is a trait all of us share. We've got something in our past. Lord Toronar, he's really good with finding that stuff out about people. So yeah, each of us has a thing we don't want anyone to know. However, we are all on the same side. If anybody is worried about that, it doesn't we're on the up and up. That Lord Toronar, I don't know exactly what he's planning, but it's good. Ultimately, I think.
I can tell you, my family was slaughtered in my home, and when they were searching for me. My brother-in-law was there. I believe they think my brother-in-law was myself, because with the Empire, no offense, Owen, one alien
Untaken.
is the same as another. So the fact that there was a dead male Laudelin, I believe they would think that was me dead with my family that day. But
None really taken.
I'm sorry that happened.
and that's why I'm no longer on planet, and that's why I've taken up the life that I have, because the Empire needs to be wiped out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear about
Well,
that, Alitech. Wow.
I
Kinda-
can't argue
why
with
I
you there,
ditched. Kind of why I ditched.
but I am sorry you lost your family. I know how that feels.
While I like the design of the Imperial ships, there people just no.
Oh, and I love that about you. The fact that we're talking about the slaughter of my family and you're talking about how they have nice ships. But you know, you're very upfront about the fact that you like ships, and I'm going to give that to you.
Hey,
That says a lot about who you are. You're not holding anything back. It's yeah, you're just I like ships. Oh, well, good for
hey,
you.
listen, I am sorry about your family though.
No, it's okay. I am not insulting you whatsoever. I'm just saying your intentions are very clear the way you speak because you're like, yeah, your family died, but you know what? They've got good ships. So I'm not mad. I mean, that's who you are. That's um I'd rather you be who you are, and I know what I'm dealing with, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of why when I first joined, I had kept to myself in the room, on this ship. Well, everyone else here was. I just made sure to sleep with a gun.
I think we can all trust each other. Hopefully, that's what I was really trying to get across here. We've all got things, but we're all on the same side. Just to let everybody know.
Lord Tornon made that very clear, and
Okay.
that I can trust this group. As far as how far we'll do missions together. I'm sure at some point I've got a bottle of alcohol with me. We can crack that thing open, down it, and we can share our horror stories together. The fact that Nasara's little boy ran up, mommy, I had no idea, but that was very touching. Didn't expect that. That was
Neither did I.
quite awesome.
Yes, it's no secret that I have a child.
Yeah, but anyways, we're getting off topic. But as for the whole cracking into the corporate thing, I am a bit skilled with computers.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be willing to go with as well to help out on this. Anyone who's voted no, I totally get it. I don't think we need everybody to try to accomplish this. It might actually be better if it was only just a few of us rather than 7 of us or whatever in one spot.
I think that's wise too, especially if maybe the less noticeable among us.
I'm kind of
should go.
noticeable, so I think I should stay.
So maybe the humans should go.
Yeah, the more
Yeah.
human-like. Yeah.
More human-like.
Hey, Dre,
I-
you've got mine and Ashi's comm links. So if you
Right.
need us, you can page out to us.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
And,
I'll just stick
and
with them.
things go south, I'll be bringing my guns.
Right. Okay.
You're gonna
yeah.
take Kaiko with you?
Yes, actually, we will. But you know what? Let's do that in the morning. We've had a long day. We can rest here on the ship, and then we can go get some things. Maybe that's what some of you can do. You don't have to stay on the ship. You go get some comm links. We'll reimburse you. And meanwhile, the rest of us go fix this APB on Owen.
Okay. I'm gonna go to my bunk then. I'll see you guys in the morning.
All right. Sleep well, everybody.
Indeed.
All right.
So we click
Good
the
night.
rest button, and then we say 8 hours, and then the timer. All of our hit points back to full.
Roll for random encounter.
Oh shoot! While we're sleeping. Oh, that's rough.
Got a sound for that. Oh no! Here we go.
Maybe one of the Minox.
No, she just had a nightmare, and that's what you guys hear her screaming.
Why not?
All right, so Everybody staying in the ship then?
Yes.
Sounds like
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Apparently it's creepy, but whatever.
Okay. Who is you're doing it at night or you're waiting until the day?
Yeah,
Day.
Yeah, we're waiting till
wait
morning.
until daytime.
Okay. And
That way the everything's open.
for me. So are you going to the info center or are you going to the flight center?
Let's let's go to the info center first to see what we're dealing with. As
Okay.
far as like who's standing there and what we have to get around.
And I think
Basically, as far as the security.
Yeah.
Nasara and Ashi, we're gonna go comlink shopping, and we'll leave. I'm sorry, Todd's character. I can't remember the name.
Alatek.
Hello.
Elatek
The
on the
wanted
boat,
Nautilin.
since he wants to stay unknown and hidden. We'll leave him in the ship.
Yeah, you've got my comm link. Go do what you need to do. I'll be right here. I'm just gonna go off and be at one with the ocean while on board.
There's no ocean on board.
The ocean's right outside the door.
Actually, it's not. If you've seen Andor, the city's nowhere near the ocean.
Oh, okay. So then I just say the ocean is that direction.
Gotcha. Kind of just gives him a weird look and then looks at Nasara. You ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
You three, be careful.
We're always careful.
Can't promise it.
Right.
Don't see that, Owen. Jeez. Positive, guys. We can do this.
I'm a positive Imperial. I'm not positive. I'm a wanted Imperial agent.
You're a
What do you
positive
think?
antigen.
After today, technically you won't be. See? Positive.
Depending on the outcome.
So everybody gets out except for Alotech. You start wandering about the city. Those of you, the info center obviously is just off of the flight deck here, or the landing pad. So it is not hard to see.
Okay.
There's a total of 2 guys here. Both of them on the inside. The door is sealed shut. It looks, the information center is not super big. It's maybe 2 or 3 rooms, with one of the rooms being the bulk of it. It's got a big, like, bay window, a lot like you would see going into an amusement park. You know, it's got, like, a couple people working like that front desk, or a big theater or whatnot. And then there's 2 other doors in there, unsure where they go.
Okay.
And they're just sitting behind the counter, answering questions occasionally, or taking docking fees or whatever have you from people. One of them looks over at your group, just kind of looking around, and you hear the comm link come on you as somebody presses it. It says, "Can I help you?"
Drake will be like, "Oh, sorry, we're just trying to get our bearings. This is the info center to the area, right?"
Yeah, so he does one of these numbers and points up to the sign, like right above the window.
Here's your sign.
Yeah, Right. Appreciate that. Yeah. Gosh. Well, we're trying to get some information here, and I know it's not usual to like be able to connect to like the HoloNet or whatever, but we've been having the darndest time trying to connect to the network through my ship. Is there any way you'd be willing to let us like connect? We've heard that some buildings like the info center would have like a connection that we could use to make some updates.
No, sir, that's against policy.
Well, shoot. I mean, is there anything we could do? Could you have any suggestions? I mean,
There are
the
repair
sooner we
services
get
on
this,
site if you need some sort of uplink repair to your ship.
That's true. I was just hoping to not have to pay. I can get it repaired when we get back, but just doing it sooner rather than later. You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
He says that's completely understandable, sir, but that is definitely something you're going to want to have fixed. That could result in about a 200 credit fine. Should the appropriate forces be notified of such a thing, or you be detected in orbit with that sort of a problem. That is that is registered as a Class 2 safety hazard.
That's true. That's true. Well, all right. I'll get that looked into. But okay. Well, thanks for your time, guys.
Not a problem. Enjoy your day. They say kind of monotone.
I would like to do a perception check.
Okay, what are you attempting to perceive?
I want to get a layout of this place.
Of what place?
The info center.
Of the info center.
Yeah, it's just a small 3-room building.
Just a small 3-room building.
Like, yeah, trying to get around. So then he like kind of does one of these numbers to both the guys following him and walks further away from the center and makes sure he's not facing them but facing away from it. And he's like, okay, guys, so yeah, that would be pretty tough. I mean,
3 rounds.
They're right there. They're not gonna let us access that. They're very
Unless we shoot them.
Yeah, I'd rather, clearly not doing that, How about we see what the flight center looks like, see what we can do there. I know it's apparently not as great of access, but something's better than nothing.
True.
Okay, so you guys wander off to go downstairs into where you can book flights at. Okay, so Nasara and Ashijak, you guys do not have a problem. There are several stores that are open. Nothing here looks cosmetic in the sense of like you've got signs that tell you where to go. Most of your time is actually just spent trying to find the right store, but it's not a problem. You do find a store that just sells like general parts. So buying communicators is not an issue. How many were you guys needing total?
Well, I'm guessing that Montaigne probably would have one.
Let's assume he doesn't.
Okay, well
Let's just
then
get an extra then.
yeah.
So
4.
Okay. So then we'll say 4 is a total of. You know what? I don't know if that's going to actually be in the equipment section. I may have to make up the price, but we'll see. Wonderful. It's not 2 words. Let's try one word. You suck. Okay. What page is the equipment on? Equipment 333. Personal comm link. Oh, it's 1M. Jerks. So for 4, it's going to cost you 200 credits.
That's fine. I'll front that.
Cool. Okay. One thing as you guys are making those purchases is you would overhear probably.
Is that a hard and fast, or is there a haggling opportunity?
Are you attempting to haggle?
Do I get the idea that haggling is appropriate in this place?
Okay, so it sounds like we need to make a cultures check first.
Yes.
And then see if haggling is appropriate. So let's do that. Dun, dun, dun.
12.
12. This is as I was about ready to explain, this is a planet that is known for the best secondhand parts or is reputed to have some of the best secondhand parts in inventory in the entire galaxy. That by its very nature means people haggle.
Okay, I don't have haggling, but I have bargain.
That is bargain.
Is that the same thing?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Nine.
All right. Do we know what else 9 stands for?
None.
No.
200 credits it is.
Yes, so 200 credits it is. But as I indicated, it is a great source of secondhand parts, old and new. They tend, obviously, more of the old, given the fact that that's more in abundance. But
Do we want to look around and see what else we might find?
Sure. I don't think they're going to be back anytime soon.
Using our new comms, I will set the frequency to
Sure.
our. Wait, do they have to be like tuned or whatever?
no.
Okay.
No.
Then I'll set the right frequency and contact our other away team and
Yeah.
say, is there anything else that we should look at while we're in the marketplace? Any other parts we need or?
You know, like she's contacting Drade.
Droid socket.
Ashley will contact. I'm going to just call you Ellie. To see if Elitech, to see if he needs anything else.
Okay, he gave you his communicator,
Mhm.
so you're going to call the ship.
Yeah, I'll be calling him on his. Well, she has Elitech's comm.
Right.
So
So you can't communicate with him unless you call the ship.
okay, well then I'll call the ship.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Okay, she's calling the ship.
That's basically having both cans connected by the string and
Yes.
trying to call someone.
Okay. You know, I was quite versed at that at 9.
Nice.
All right, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to put that on your character sheet.
I will. It's going right top of my resume.
Okay, so
You can put that under mechanical.
Yes.
Alitech, you hear Ashijak's voice coming through the comm system on the ship.
Hey, Ashi, what do you need?
While we're here, we were kind of wondering if there was anything you would like for us to pick up. It looks like they've got a pretty decent variety of stuff.
I'm pretty equipped. I would say maybe some more blaster pack power packs that I'm not sure what Owen's using on his rifle and everything, but that might be something that we could use. Whoever has a blaster, some back power packs would be always good.
True. As far as medical supplies, you don't need anything.
I mean, if you can get good medicine cheaply, we can always do good medicine cheaply. But I have a fully stocked, customized medical backpack as well as a med kit. So I'm pretty good. But if you find a good deal on something, I can always, considering I'm the only doctor for the group, I can always use more.
Okay.
You find a back to tank on the cheap, we could use it. But I don't think you'll find that though. But that's just throwing that out there.
Okay. So blaster goods. Okay.
Yeah, blaster power packs, not guns. The power packs that power the guns themselves.
Yeah. I know. I have one.
Okay.
Okay. Ashi out.
All right.
So Nasara, as you're standing there, I guess, looking around, window shopping while Ashijak is making her phone call, Did you call Drade to see what else was needed?
That was the idea, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So then, yeah, Dre did pick up like, oh hey, yeah. Let's see, anything else needed? So you got the comm links. I'd say medical supplies, but doesn't Dalatech have that medical backpack thing? I think we're good on that. We've got rations and food.
Ask him
mean,
about power packs, the
we-
blasters.
Ashi says, what about blaster power packs?
Well, you know what? I do have a spare for myself, but if anybody needs an extra or you don't have one on you, I suggest you always have at least one. You can recharge them on the ship, even when we're on the go. That way you're not out in the middle of a firefight if that happens. Yeah.
I
But,
thought maybe having some just extras would not be a bad idea, just to have them on the ship.
Sure. It might look a little suspicious if we're buying a whole bunch of them. So we'll
Or
feel
just
that
buy a
out.
couple.
But
I mean, I have mine, but I mean,
Okay.
Altec was just thinking that it would just be good to have some extras.
yeah. And hey, I know if you happen to have any other like spare parts for droids or something for the ship, if we needed to make repairs in mid-flight or something like that, I know Montan would appreciate it.
I don't suppose you can be more specific.
You know, it's typically not my area of expertise, to be honest. And Montan is a very heavy. Have you heard him snore? I didn't realize Bothan snored that loud. That's like,
Oh, that was
I
him.
was pretty sure I was hearing the door rattle, and
Didn't
he's not touching the door.
Didn't the droid need something?
The droid. Oh, that's right. Thank you, Tycho. Yeah. So you are good for something. Yeah. So if
Poor
there's
Tycho.
if there's any type of like a static droid port
Oh,
that
yeah.
can be installed into the ship, that might be kind of a big thing, and it takes some time to install, but that might be good.
I think I know what that is.
I'm going to try
Yeah.
to call Ashi real quick.
Oh,
Okay.
hold on.
we'll,
I'm
we'll
getting
keep
a
our eyes out.
transmission. This is Aussie Jack.
Hey, Ashi, it's Alotech. I'm going through my inventory here. And again, I know you said they have pretty much everything there. If we're going to get together and have a night of imbuement, we're going to need more than one bottle of liquor for this group. So find what you can as far as liquor goes.
Okay. Sure. Okay. I'll let Nasara know. I think she's a bit more versed in that than I am.
All right.
First in alcohol.
Yeah.
What do you
And
say?
so she disconnects with. She's gonna look at Nasara and says, he wants alcohol, and not the medical kind.
Oh, okay. You might have something good here. Okay.
Okay, so that's where we're going to stop. You guys are all shopping at this point, and scouting out the other location to see if it's going to work out.
Sweet.
Fun times.
Our next game is actually going to be July the 3rd.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are just
right.
racing
What kind
through
of
this year.
fireworks happen that night?
Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. So, and then later on this week, we have Vampire coming up this Friday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then on Saturday, we've got more of our modern age heroes, some Marvel superheroes action going on.
And then the
at 6
infamous
p.m.
words of Davy, "Let's go!"
Let's go!
As he proceeds to be not at all subtle.
All right,
There's
so
a time and a place.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a time when you just walked up and handed somebody at customs your ID, forgetting that you were you had defected
Yeah.
from the Empire. So
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
has their moments.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Tycho's a lord. I would not expect him to be versed in any of this.
I,
So,
I was getting used to the system at least.
It's okay. That's okay.
So
Well, no, I think honestly, Davey, I think you're playing your character perfectly.
Yeah.
He is a snob. He is from royalty. He's going to act this way and
He
think
is
that
really,
it
really,
is
really ridiculously good looking.
yes, and and he's gonna just think that he was acting normal. What the hell's wrong with everybody else?
He's going to develop a force power of blue steel.
I
Yes.
see at some point you removed your jacket. I didn't notice.
Yeah,
All right,
he
so-
I
couldn't
did,
wear
I
his
just was
royal
saying.
robes.
But that's where we're going to sign off for here tonight. Thank you guys who hung out with us and watched, and catch us on the replays. Good night, guys.
good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Bye.
There we go.
Pew pew.